Okay, it's time for another film review. Now, so far, people seem to be liking it. Now, I'm not necessarily based on the views, so yeah, here goes. This is on the film called Samaritan, and it stars Sylvester Stallone. Now, in the UK, I think it came out in 2022, so obviously this year. And if you're a Amazon Prime subscriber, obviously you can watch the film for free rather than rent or buy it, or you can rent or buy it. But on part of your Amazon Prime subscription, the movie is on there free. So I thought I'd see what the film was like. Now, initially I had no idea what the movie was about. There have been trailers for the movie for a few months ago, but I never got round to watching it. So I've gone into the movie blind, not knowing what the movie was about. Now, I had no idea. It's only after kind of like checking out that it's actually based on this. It's actually based on a set of comics or graphic novels. So I've never heard of it. And the basic story is that the first beginning of the film is a flashback, and it basically tells the story of two brothers who get superpowers, and they basically get cast out by their family because obviously they're different, and then they set out to be heroes, and then something happens where one of the brothers turns bad. So it's basically a fight between good and evil, and then something happens where both of them die in this fire, and then it flash forwards where it goes to present day, and the story basically focuses on this young boy who's really into comics and loves the story and loves the initial idea of what a hero is supposed to be and what he's supposed to do. And then there's this kind of Sylvester Stallone character is living on his own, doing like a normal job and fixes junk, but the boy believes that he's he's the hero. Was it Samaritan? I think his name's Samaritan, who has survived, and he's basically trying to sit there and trying to prove that he is a superhero. And obviously Sylvester Stallone kind of brushes him off, and then but the boy is still intent on and adamant that he is the superhero. Meanwhile, there's this the bad guy in the film, which I thought he was all right, but it was a I can't quite think of the word of a bad guy. He was a bit cringy as a bad guy, but you could say that in a lot of superhero movies or even some of the early early Bond films where some of the bad guys were kind of like that. But he did enough to service the film. But I don't want to spoil too much of the film. But by the end of the film, obviously all hell breaks loose, and there is this really big nasty twist towards the end of the movie. Well, I would say more of a shocking reveal that you basically don't see coming, because it's the way the narrative and the way the story pans out that you think it's going to go a kind of a certain way, but then obviously there's a big reveal, and even the main bad guy and even the kid is actually shocked at what ends up happening. And again, when you see it, if you decide to watch the film, of course, you don't see it coming, and what happens with the reveal, and I thought was kind of great. Now, I would say that Sylvester Stallone was actually really great in the movie. Now, he's no stranger to playing superheroes, because obviously back in the 90s he played Judge Dredd, which is for me is a bit, I know it's different from the comics, but it's a guilty pleasure. He's also been in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's also been in Suicide Squad as the voice of King Shark. So, you know, he's no stranger to you know, being in the superhero genre. But yeah, but I would say that I do think that Sylvester Stallone is an underrated actor. I mean, people just sit there, you know, and consider him just an action buff, and that's all he is. But he actually is a really, 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 really good actor. And the thing about him is that in all the roles that he does, even if the movie isn't as strong as what it should be, he always gives it his all. And even when I feel a movie is average, he always finds a way of lifting up the movie and then giving it that extra boost. But so I'll say he was good in it. And obviously, because obviously he's older now, you would think that he wouldn't be able to sit there and still be able to play it as a superhero. And to me, he's still got it, especially considering that he's actually in very good shape. There are some dodgy stuff in it where it does feel like some things were cut out. That's probably due to editing, I guess. There's some the special effects in a little bit of places are a bit janky, but not enough to, you know, spoil the actual movie, right? But I kind of really enjoyed it. Now it's a bit of a, now the movie's a bit of a slow burner in a sense of that it takes its while to kind of to get going, but once things start get going in the actual movie, you know, you're kind of really entertained and you're kind of gripped by your seat, waiting to see what's going to happen next. Now, I don't know if they're going to make a sequel, considering, as I said before, it was based on a comic book. And I personally, in my honest opinion, I would love to see a sequel to this movie. But knowing that the powers that be and, you know, how money is, that probably not going to happen. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. The action in it, especially when it kicks off towards the second half of the movie. You see it in bits and sporadically throughout the film, in the beginning of the film, here and there. But then it just but then towards the end of it, halfway through the movie, it really just completely just kicks off. All I'll say is that Sylvester Stallone in it absolutely kicks ass in this movie. So if you're somebody that likes superhero movies and a lot of action, you're really gonna sit there and you're really gonna love this movie. As I said, in the UK, it's on Amazon Prime, so you can watch it for free. In the rest of the world, I don't know. You'll have to check to whichever streaming service that you've got available. Yeah, but I would highly recommend this movie. I mean, I'm not one of those ones where, you know, I'm gonna be woke in a movie or kind of criticize it, or if there's dodgy effects here and there. As long as I sit there and I entertain and I'm enjoying the narrative of the movie and the action, and as I said before, the big twist in the movie, as I said, as there is one, you're gonna kind of really enjoy it. And I just thought the twist and the reveal in it was kind of really different, because sometimes you watch a film and a particular thing happens in it, and then you know how it's predictably going to end, but it doesn't kind of pan out the way you think it's gonna. Not the ending, but just of all the reveal of a certain thing that happens. It's kind of a really big twist, and I really kind of enjoyed it. I was like, what the hell? I was just gobsmacked. But yeah, that's Samaritan, starring Sylvester Stallone. So yeah, I highly recommend watching it. Anyway, I hope people have enjoyed this review. I tried to keep it spoiler free, so that people go into it fresh, and, you know, without me spoiling it, so you kind of lose that kind of the intrigue of the actual movie. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully if people do like it, especially with the views that I did with the review of Uncharted, I'll try and see if I can do more. So anyway, take care, bye for now, and wherever you are in the world, stay safe. Bye for now.